What's up, guys? So I want to thank all of our incredible followers and fans. Your comments mean so much to me, your likes, and all of our subscribers. I don't want anyone to forget to like and subscribe this channel. We have some incredible content coming up. Today is our second video with the Cizeta V16. Very excited to be with this car and have this car with us in Miami. Today we're gonna go over some very cool details and get her started. So you never know what to expect when you buy a car that's definitely a one of one or one of nine. You know, these historical supercars and coach-built cars, unfortunately, they could be very crude or sometimes even more like a prototype versus than a real production car. I had never seen this car in person until we purchased it. We had flown, and a good friend of mine, we had flown Claudio Zampoli out here to discuss the car and talk about the history of the car. So there's always a concern before you see a car like this. And I had never seen another Cizeta before in my life. And I would say the biggest impact that this car has had on me is realizing that it's truly a fine tailored hand-built car. This is not a prototype. This is not some cheesy kit car or anything like that. This car truly, I mean, and you walk around the car and you look at the glass and you look at the interior, you know, all of the glass is stamped Cizeta. The lug nuts are unique. The caps, the center caps are unique. You go in the interior and you see Bruno Paratelli, who did all of the interiors for Claudio in period. He also did the Mura, he did the Countach, very, very famous artisan in Italy. I mean, everything is wrapped in leather. The keys are wrapped in leather. The headliner, inside the engine compartment, inside the trunk. So, you know, I have to say, my biggest first reaction is that Claudio Zampoli, he's an artist. The guy's a genius. I actually understand now why the company might have gone under. You could see he didn't cut any corners. He didn't cut any costs. Everything was done beautifully. So the body was built by a very, very well-known Italian artisan. He did the bodies for the 250 GTO and the Countach. It's aluminum body panels that were hand-pounded. And if you look at the bodywork, I mean, it's phenomenal. You look at the fit and finish, you look at the gaps, you look at all the things that sometimes we see on a prototype and we say, wow, that's horrible or that's terrible. I mean, this is one of the first cars he ever built. It's also one of the last, but if you really look at the details, it's so impressive. And then you go into the interior and you see everything sort of works. You know, the AC and, you know, the window switches, everything has a nice feel to it. And then I would say the last most impressive part is the carbon fiber work. We'll open the engine bay as well, but I mean, this car has carbon Kevlar and carbon fiber a lot of places, and it's beautiful. I mean, they all have sort of Cizeta stampings on everything. What a cool piece of history. Honestly, I feel like one day, 10, 15 years down the road, we're gonna see this car, a similar car at Pebble Beach, you know, Concours d'Elegance, and it'll win its class or win overall because it truly is a spectacular coach-built car and it represents the period in time. So we're inside the interior, which when I tell you is covered, every inch is covered in leather, from the steering column surround, the glove box, both sides, the headliner, all of the B-pillars. This probably took 15 cows to produce this interior. It's wild. And then everything is branded with the iconic, the three wolves, or this wolf image, which was Claudio's choosing. The gauge cluster, while we have to detail it and clean it a little bit, it essentially is brand new. Again, the logos, you turn on the key and you see if the hood is open or the trunk's open, it has a little picture of a Cizeta. I mean, the details You know, he thought about everything, and you see that with this car. You know, when you turn on the lights, I mean, everything's working. It's so cool. And actually, even when if you have the radio on and you shut it off, it even makes this cool sound when you shut it off. I don't know if you can hear that. Let's see. I mean, this is like a complete time capsule of everything crazy of the 80s and 90s. Such a cool car. I'm so excited to share it with you guys, and definitely excited for you to hear it start and run.